The Rancor's Brothel presents. Dungeon Crawl
So much for getting started earlier than usual. How's it going, everybody?
Good evening.
Hello, fans, listeners, crazy crackpot people who can't get their phones to adjust because their screens are cracked and have to listen to us. We appreciate your download. I titled that file entirely wrong. That's fine. It's fine. I can read what the game is called. As long as I get the title right when I publish the episode. Definitely haven't had to ninja edit some things before. So, yeah. Let's just start. Why not? You stand at the entrance of a large manor, its mansard roof now crumbling and its windows dark and shuttered. The facade is decorated in what must have once been a fabulous checkered marquetry of bone white ivory and dark ebony checker pattern, now appearing faded by decades of neglect. A pair of dim lanterns cast a reddish light above the front steps leading to a set of doors. Behind you, the formerly well-manicured grounds now hold only ivy-covered monuments to unfamiliar gods. The overgrown gardens host a strange variety of vegetation, seemingly from all seasons of the year. Young spring saplings sprouting new leaves. I should have Googled some of these words. Espaliered trees bearing the ripe fruit of summer. Colorful autumn canopies of orange and red, and branches stripped bare by the cold winds of winter. We now flashback. Week ago, maybe, give or take. You find yourself in a dark, dank basement of some major city. You can come up with a name if you want. You can think about it.
Well, the last city we were in was Thorpe.
You're not in Thorpe. You can be in Huber if you want. But the five of you have been invited or coerced by your elf friend Alduin to meet some of his buddies at a prayer seminar rally. He was very non-specific on the details, and it's really hard to back out now that you're in a basement with like 4 inches of water soaking your boots. Really creepy red spirals and star patterns all over, and you appear to be the only 6 not cloaked in this AA meeting of sorts, I guess. There's some chanting going on. It's real fucking weird. But somebody with a slightly cooler cloak hands you 100 gold. And basically, speaking predominantly to Alduin, though, kind of acknowledges the other 5 of you, says, as was promised, as was asked for because of what you were given, we'd like you to find something for us. We would like you to find an artifact known as the Enduring Light, which is a magical lantern currently held by a noble in a not too distant land, a few days' ride. We've provided you 100 gold to equip yourselves with the promise of 1,000 more after that when you return. We care not how you get a hold of the artifact, only that it is returned.
When you say fine, do you mean?
It is in the possession of this nobleman.
Okay.
How it is acquired, we do not care. But as Alduin knows, it has been promised. Alduin could also let you know that we are everywhere, and if it is not returned... Then he just stares awkwardly until you get really uncomfortable, like 3 or 4 minutes, because you get the sense that he's just leaving that pinter pause right there.
Cletus just stares at him, waiting, not getting it.
I'm going to take a little, Gregory Titus is going to take a little Cthulhu pamphlet and just kind of throw it off in the wind.
It splashes in the water. The pamphlet lands in the water and you kind of hear as it gets sucked down into the water. Well, this is how you fulfill promise for the gifts you were given. Do not fail us.
I mean, if I fail, I just get pulled into the void anyway. So we'll figure it out.
You all could only be so blessed.
I was going to say
to enter the void.
I bet these guys think of that as a reward.
So yeah, would you like to introduce your characters for the audience? We could go this way because I feel like Schroeder has some splaining to do while the rest of you can sort of fill in.
Well, he has lots of splaining to do.
What are you talking about? I just randomly rolled. Yeah, so did I. I have Cletus, the turnip farmer warrior, and I have Stibbins, the thief, who is drinking cup after cup of Kool-Aid that these people keep giving him.
Oh, yeah.
That is the sound that entropy makes when it destroys the world. Oh yeah.
It did say that it was Entropus was red, so
That's true.
All right, I've got Torin Tot. He's a dwarven chessmaker warrior. And then I've got Gregory Titus. He's a former slave turned cleric of Cthulhu.
and that's not even the weird god at the table.
I was gonna say, why do we keep letting Schroeder decide on the deities?
I don't know.
I walked into this one.
Stop making me play clerics. I wouldn't have made that one to begin with the expectation of having to. And Schroeder, I will be playing Derek Silverpebble, the dwarven blacksmith, and then good old Alduin the elf with his patron god Entropus. We're pulled into this one because of the fact that he's basically the elder god of chaos and destruction. So I just so happen to spell burn the shit out of myself to be granted gifts, and I have to return one.
Yep.
And it has been decided.
Thank you for very easily making it narratively and for the survival of your character important that you complete the task that the game has set before you. I appreciate that.
Knowing my luck, he won't make it a half hour in the game, so we'll be all right.
He face checks a trap and explodes 2 seconds into the dungeon.
Either that or I just fumble fuck a roll and burn myself out.
So you did get 100 gold as an advance to equip yourselves. You already knew about that. You've bought some weapons. You've kitted your characters up since you did just start with level 1 characters to begin with. You were also given a map to this manor, which like I said would have taken 4 or 5 days riding into the wilderness, probably walking. However you chose to move yourself. This is definitely in a forest. You know that there's a gorge or river nearby, but it's definitely kind of like, you know, those shots they always show of films of like rural Canada where it's like, you know, massive forested trees and then like you just throw yourself off a canyon into a raging river kind of thing. It's that sort of setting.
Alberta.
Yeah, very much set in something like that. So we can, unless there's anything that you want to do or any flashback stuff that you want to take care of, I'll just jump you right back 5 days into the future, which is the present, which is in front of this manor house.
No, I'm just writing down some basic like, rope, crowbar.
No, you guys had enough gold to do that, and your characters would have had gold anyway. So you find yourself on this sort of manicured property. It's kind of he gives me a kind of a size indicator. Maybe the property's a few acres. Like I said, these sort of strange, what did he say? I should use his words instead of making my own. These ivy-covered monuments to gods none of you recognize. You're seeing some strange vegetation displaying all seasons of the year. The manor itself looks ramshackle and destroyed. I think you find yourself just inside an iron gate.
The description of he says enduring light.
Yes, the enduring light. It is an artifact. You know that it is a lantern. It's a magical lantern.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure like it wasn't enormous in size or something ridiculous.
No. It should be like a standard oil lantern.
Okay.
Here at this pathetic place, these pathetic false idols, trying to find a lantern for some more pathetic false idols.
I don't know where you're going with this, but I really love the idea that the cleric of Cthulhu is like straight up Southern Baptist and just insulting to everyone else. Yours is the only one true religion.
How we want to do this? I'm looking towards our thief here.
I don't know. We can.
You said the front's bathed in like a reddish light from lanterns. Is it?
Yeah, no, there are lanterns lit on either side of the door.
Any lights inside?
Character sheet. Make an intelligence roll, Jeff. Let's get it started off.
2.
Nope, you notice nothing.
Okay.
Well, do we want to meet this noble or do we want to not meet this noble?
You can convert him to your god.
Maybe he would like to donate this lantern.
Maybe.
I don't know. This is your show, man.
Torin is just going to walk up to the front door and start knocking.
Sure.
Hello?
Like it's one of those lovely like cutesy almost Disney horror moments. Like he goes up there and he goes to knock, and as soon as you like move your hand towards the doors just creak open.
That's that creepy.
To the darkness within.
So this is going to be one of those houses.
Jeff, would I, as you know me, run one of those houses on October 25th? Does that sound like something that I would do? It's probably normal.
All of a sudden, we're in fucking Ravenloft.
I mean, that was exactly what
It's like, God damn it, we're playing.
It sounds a lot
I
like it.
mean, I have a couple of those. You're telling me that the guy who has multiple books over there titled Something House, like The Dread House, or other games that are just specific Mansions of Madness, multiple books of just spooky houses, may or may not have a fondness for investigating creepy houses. What would lead you to that explanation?
Torrin's checking out like the hinges on the door. It's fine. It's fine. It's just a loose here. You know, that's it's nothing creepy at all.
Yeah, I imagine Derek's literally just with his nose up, like smelling for gold to see if there's anything inside.
Not at the moment. You don't smell anything.
Not at the moment. All right. Yeah, I mean, Alduin is essentially like, at this point, he is just trying to be chaos incarnate. So he has no intention of like being uniform. He's just ready to go. So I guess he's just going to start walking in the door.
Okay.
And you've got this like super high and mighty elf, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. The little pipsqueak of a thief, like hand to the chest, like, I'll go in first.
Fine.
Jeff entering the space.
Yeah. Looking for traps.
So is sure. That's a thief ability, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Give me a toss. Toss that roll. See what happens.
That way I don't waste it.
All right.
You were reaching for it before you even
I was.
Hey, you can roll a 1d3 on it.
Oh, that's true. I don't think it's going to matter.
Jeff has already spent his fleeting luck token.
8.
You detect no traps.
Sweet.
It's time
It's all clear, guys.
As you start to move in, you can tell that it opens into like a grand foyer or a hall, right? Like I think immediately of running in the door in Resident Evil, right? You've got sort of the big expansive hallway moving back. There's a stairwell going up to a secondary level.
Cue the organ music.
Right.
There's an ammo clip on the bookshelf.
Everything is typewriter in the corner. Cobwebs, discarded furniture.
Green plants.
Mix them with the red ones.
Everything looks boarded up and abandoned on the inside. So for the 4 characters, so not Stibbins and not Torin, who's investigating the door, you feel the wind pick up and you hear howling from behind you.
Oh, this never ends well.
Howling like the wind or howling like wolves?
Howling like the wind.
Okay.
Like a
gale-
nor'easter.
Yeah, like
Yes.
gale force winds.
Yeah, the characters that are not currently in the house, can you roll just in case you need initiatives if you happen to roll them? Just curious what they might be. We might as well just do them party. That will make things easier.
There we go. Beat me to it.
I got shorter.
10.
So just roll initiative for whichever of your characters is better. So whoever has the better initiative, roll a d20 and add theirs.
It's just plus your agility.
Oh, okay. That's modifier 0, so they're the same. 7.
8.
Schroeder.
My characters are going to walk into the house.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Good Lord.
They all fell out in the bag.
Do you need a bag? I have extra bags.
No, I have the bag. They just
The
all
bag's
fell
too
out of the
small.
bag.
That's the
That
problem.
is the problem. Oh, it's Cletus' turn?
As the wind is picking up both of Schroeder's characters, so both
Alduin and Derek stepped
Yeah.
into the house.
Cletus he'll step up towards the door, but he will wait for everybody else.
Okay. Daniel, your characters.
Torn was already at the door. Yeah, Greg's gonna haul ass right into the house.
Okay. So basically, Cletus is the only one kind of outside at this point, right?
Yep.
You've seen Evil Dead, right?
Yeah.
You know that chase cam? How it picks up the leaves and like the leaves start swirling? It's like that, but you're Bruce Campbell. So you just suddenly see like the wind is blowing and you're like, that's leaves. That's a shit ton of leaves. That's like a literal fucking tornado of leaves. And it's just like plowing down the road like a tidal wave of leaves and detritus and sticks coming right at you.
Sweet.
What would you like to do, Jeff?
This is the sabotage.
Duck in the house and shut the door.
Okay. As he ducks into the house, Torin, who is sort of there with the, sort of investigating the hinges and, what is this? Shoddy human quality, blah, 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 whatever. All of a sudden, bang, the doors seem to, of their own volition, just slam shut. And the second that it slams shut, there's a moment of like pitch black, like too black, like inky black, like it shouldn't happen, right? It's dark. And then suddenly candles flare to life, revealing a transformed chamber. Silver candelabras line walls decorated with ornamental friezes, while the floor is inlaid with magnificent parquet pattern of wood. At the end of the hall rises a grand staircase that leads to an upper landing, below which hangs a coat of arms with a heraldic device of a heart pierced by a spear. So realistic, it almost seems to be still beating. Everything in the room is lavish and shows no signs of its earlier wear. As you take in this sudden transformation, a man dressed in an immaculate white soutane enters through a set of doors in the eastern wall. With an attentive smile, he greets you. Welcome, guests. You must be famished after your journey. I will have the kitchen prepare a small repast for your enjoyment. As he turns to leave, he points to a nearby pair of cupboard doors. Please place your weapons in the garderobe and join me in the dining hall once you are ready. And he exits to the west.
I'm keeping my hammer.
Any of that description needed again?
Yeah, I didn't hear any of it, but it's fine. I get the gist.
Death dinner, definitely.
I feel like it's a reference that I don't know.
No, we're going to dinner and we're going to die.
Okay.
Not a specific, more of a stylistic. So yeah, again, grand foyer, staircase up, heraldic heart at the top, cabinet he wanted you to put your weapons in, door to your right, which is the east, door to your left, which is the west. Dude came from the east, moved to the west.
Got ya. Is anyone actually putting the weapons up?
Not a chance in hell.
Cletus is staring at his pole arm and like trying to figure out how to fit it in. And
he's like shoving one end in and closing one door and then leaning down and seeing it doesn't fit. So he lifts it up, pulls it back, bangs the first door open.
He said that's a laugh.
That is a laugh. That's fair.
That's going to be a thing all fucking game.
damn right it is.
All right, Jeff, you get fleeting luck token because I do like the idea of this turnip farmer trying to figure out how to put a 10-foot pole in an 8-foot tall wardrobe.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I will put some of my weapons in the chest.
Sure.
I'm keeping my warhammer.
Yeah, my characters are slinging their stuff. They're not.
That's fine.
I'm not putting anything up.
Yeah. Whatever you guys want to do in terms of your weapons. You can put some away. You can choose to sling yours. Jeff's still cramming a 10-foot pole arm in the excellent.
He just completely oblivious to danger, just trying to be civil.
Solid. I like the idea that he kind of does the my closet's too full thing where he like shoves it in and tries to close the doors really quickly.
And just clang banging whatever's already in there and knocking it out on the floor for sure.
Keeps dropping the pole arm on the floor very loudly.
Torin's just going to kind of walk up and set his pole arm on the side and just look at him real slowly while he sets it there.
He said put it in the cabinet.
I love that you just have brute farmer strength. Just dumb as a box of rocks. No offense to any farmers, but like you're just that local yokel.
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to do? Door to your left, door to your right. Up the stairs. Where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
So were you given any information beyond go here, get this?
Nope.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. No, you've got what I've got.
Okay.
Yeah, no. You guys want to search the house with a full belly or an empty belly?
Is there any reason that your people would want you dead?
Well, I mean, I think Entropus kind of wants all things dead.
Right?
Or at least to consume them.
So maybe you should think about a different path in life. That's all I'm saying.
I've kind of already been given gifts, and I'm kind of required to give one in return. And this is the one that's been requested. So... And that whole thing in the basement was kind of like a sacrificial ritual. So if we kind of fuck this up, we all go. But thanks for coming.
See, you are what we call in the business an asset. Keep that in mind. It's not that you're expendable.
Yeah. Actually, he specifically wants you guys to help me because he can't really afford to let me go at the moment. Is that essentially a better way to turn that?
Sure.
I don't know exactly what you're trying to explain. What you mean by it as an asset. I'm just trying to change my mindset about it. Like,
yeah, like that's all he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Because you rolled high enough that your patron actually likes you.
Yeah.
You are integral. You will bring about whatever your patron's ultimate goal is. This is exactly what Jeff did, and I fucked him with that too.
Yes.
So
Yep. Yeah. So it's highly important that I bring back this item that he wants.
Yep.
That's obviously not the exact opposite, and probably holding him back from manifesting some way in the world. Because I imagine, the thing that totally wants the heat death of the universe. I'm sure he doesn't want the enduring light around because, kind of probably wants it destroyed or sacrificed in some way. If I had to guess.
Could be. Let's say we follow the Jeeves and see if we can glean any information from him.
Play by the rules for now.
Well, we're
Oh, no,
definitely
I'm-
in his game already. So let's figure out how this game's played.
if you open the door to the Western Hall, you see a 50, 60 foot long hallway. Again, 100%, even in the drawing, I get Resident Evil vibes. Maybe it's just because I'm a big fan of Resident Evil. But, sort of the windows on each side, the candelabras, the piece of art, extending 50, 60 feet to an open double door into what you can obviously see as a dining hall. The windows are shuttered, and they've probably got the curtains kind of drawn and kind of pulled together. Looks quite nice.
Portraits on the wall, stuff like that.
There were friezes in the other room, probably not in this hallway.
Yeah, okay. Every portrait we pass, the thief pokes the eyes. Just check it.
Scooby doing it?
Yeah.
Is there a rotating swirl of white and red?
No.
No helical blue vials of anything?
Not yet.
Okay.
As you sort of step in to this very obvious dining room, you see a large mahogany table bearing a stunning repast filling that table. Bowls of rich stew, loaves of dark bread, wild boar topped with truffles, and even a roasted swan, all served on silver trays.
Detect magic.
I was literally getting ready to look at you.
Seated at the head of the table, the man in the white robes rises and invites you to sit down. Please enjoy the food. I apologize for the meager meal. At this hour, I'm afraid we can only offer such humble viands. The lord of the manor is currently away on business. He will return on the morrow. Until then, he welcomes you as his guest, and I have ordered a bedchamber prepared while you await his return. And he sort of claps his hands, and there's a door to the north that clearly is sort of like a pantry entryway or something to the kitchen, right? You can smell the food coming out of it. Some masked and veiled individuals, even hard to tell their gender, they're sort of just
Eunuchs.
visually gender neutral,
Eunuchs.
come out and just trays, food, plates, drinks, wine, and they all sort of like set everything up perfectly. If one of you happens to be left-handed, you realize that they put your silverware to the correct hand. Please eat. You must be famished. It is quite a journey to visit the manor so far from modern civilization.
Stibbins stands and watches until Cletus eats.
It's good. It's good.
I'm waiting on him to make his roll.
Oh, the detect magic rule.
Yeah, I assume that's what you're looking for.
Yeah,
Does your cleric have detect magic?
he does.
Nice.
Should just be D20 plus modifier
personality
personality modifier
modifier.
plus caster level. So I believe it's a +2. Unless you want to spend your luck for +3.
Yeah, 4.
Disapproval goes up.
Yep.
You see him close his eyes and waggle his fingers like tentacles, and then he just looks at you and shrugs.
I figured he would go like this. I assumed Derek would just dig in.
Yeah, Cletus has already filled a second plate at this point.
Yep. Alduin just kind of watches. He's kind of like,
Perhaps you would be more comfortable if you had left your weapons in the garderobe. Shall I take them for you?
I'm good. I'm just not super hungry at the moment.
Suit yourself. You see that he also is eating, although in a very demure, very cutesy kind of way, like just two fingers holding the fork upside down like an asshole, and like slicing off the smallest piece that not even a child would cut off portion and just sort of very delicately sampling things. He's got a whole side of boar, but he's cutting off like a 1/16 of an inch of it to eat it very delicately. But yeah, the second that plate is empty, there's a veiled person there and it's gone. The second that a wine glass is empty, it is refilled. They are everywhere.
Stibbins sits down with a plate of food, eats a couple bites, and then doesn't say anything but thinks, I don't want any more.
Interesting. Does he do anything or does he just think it?
Just thinks it.
Okay. How long would you wait for some sort of a reaction, or is this just sort of an ongoing thing?
He's just sitting politely like he's listening to the conversation and stuff like that.
Nothing bizarre happens.
Okay.
You notice that if your thought process is that they're somehow reading your mind or anticipating it, your plate never disappears. The tooth fairy never comes for your tooth. But the second Cletus's third plate is empty, like as he's taking that last bite, that plate is gone.
Yeah.
It's literally like a full food service,
Right.
Like at a nice restaurant.
Right, but the fact that the left-handed silverware was already set,
Yeah.
something like that made me wonder.
Otherwise,
They're just sitting and watching us, so like they're seeing you interact with that left hand as opposed to a right hand.
So the Jeeves guy is still sitting at the table then.
yeah, he actually will. He's eating incredibly slowly, probably chewing exactly 21 times. Puts his hands in his lap as he does so. Sits straight backed.
So how are we supposed to address you?
I am the host, if you prefer.
The host. Okay. And we're awaiting your master's return.
Yes, he would be quite happy to have visitors.
Okay. Are you aware of the nature
Fallen
of our
into
visit
a
tonight?
Vampire.
No, I am not familiar why you have arrived, but the master is always welcome to greet guests. As you can imagine, we do not get many out here, so we welcome to have you in the house.
What kind of errand called your master away?
Business, he's quite busy.
Aren't we all?
Gone to far-flung lands for many strange and exotic reasons. Such is the way of the life of the master.
Do you know if your master happens to dabble in curious artifacts or antiquities of that nature?
Oh, of course he does, but I would suggest that you speak to him when he arrives. As Lord of the Manor, his business is his business. We are here, and he sort of indicates widely the dining room, and sort of you get the sense that he's sort of indicating the kitchen as well. We're here simply to serve at his pleasure, and his pleasure is, of course, extended to his guests.
Torin is going to take his fork, and he's on his last bite, and he's going to pick it up, bring it to his mouth, and put it back down. And pick it up, bring it to his mouth, and put it back down.
Roughly how many servants would we expect there to be with what's been going on? Like we're not talking about one person back and forth.
No, almost certainly not. You would probably have seen at least 3 or 4 at a time, so you know that there's at least that many. But with the way at which they're moving, make an intelligence roll, maybe.
Nat 20.
Oh, token. Leading luck for you. I would say you probably would think that there's probably 10 to 12. You can tell as they move that there are different heights and different body types. It's not like they're all golems or scarecrows. They're not identical beings. But it's kind of hard to tell when you see 2 that were almost of the same height, and then you see another one. Is that a third one, or is that the 2 went back and that's one of the 2? Confusing. But yeah, I would say you easily would think, minimum 6, but probably closer to 10 to 12.
So as we're watching them, they're not like they are actually walking and moving like normal and
They are.
Okay.
They are ambulating in a totally normal manner. Why are you concerned, Jeff?
no, I'm looking for anything out of the ordinary.
How often do you entertain?
Somewhat infrequently, unfortunately. We entertain as often as we are able, at the master's pleasure.
It's kind of surprising how in disrepair the exterior of the home is with that many servants and not entertaining all that often.
He looks at you quizzically. I've noticed no. And he sort of looks around as if to indicate what you see that is in disrepair. I've noticed no issues.
You definitely got a lot of woodwork out there that could use some hammering.
In the morning, let me know, and we will talk to the groundskeeper and make sure that any fault that is seen is promptly repaired. It is important for the master and for his guests to have no concerns or even wants not met.
These motherfuckers can't go outside.
Can I get a willpower roll from Cletus?
As in a will save?
Yes.
He's good at those.
I bet he is.
9.
On about the 5th plate, you see, how the toddler is like shoving the graham cracker in their mouth and like their face is on the plate and they're like barely conscious. There's a clatter of silverware as Cletus has just completely fallen asleep in a pile of boar and swan. It seems your friend is much exhausted from his journey.
It seems so.
About we all roll willpower saves now. I think we've all been eating at least a bite or two. It's quite delicious, and you've had quite a long day. How fatigued are your characters?
You got an 11,
I got a 4 and an 8.
13.
10.
Who was the high roll?
That would just be Torin.
So Torin, you sort of look around, and at first it's kind of humorous because Cletus is face down, and it didn't say that there was pudding, but I love the idea that he's fallen face first into like some figgy pudding or something. Yeah. And you're sort of looking around, and he's like, "Oh my, your companion seems to be quite tired. Perhaps we should make sure that you get retired to your rooms." And as Torin sort of looks around, he's the only one conscious, and like it's like that thing when you're driving late at night and you keep blinking to do like my eyes can only stay shut for just and you feel them getting heavier and heavier, and you're like and then it all goes black.
Yay, the sweet embrace of the void. Give me a luck. Give me a fucking token.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. The sweet embrace of the void is pretty much accurate.
All right, now I'm gonna burn this shit as soon as I can.
Luck rolls for every character. Remember, with luck, you're making a backwards roll, and your current tokens do count towards your amount. So you have 3 tokens. Your luck is 3 points higher for one of your characters.
And I'm trying to roll under my luck attribute, or just under?
Yes. You want to roll under your luck score as a total to succeed.
And if you have a plus to it, you're subtracting.
I have zeros.
Okay.
So.
When you have a negative, you're adding.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm good with Alduin. I rolled a 9 exactly, which is my luck score.
Where is the luck score?
Your luck attribute. It's your fifth one down.
Okay.
How does that work?
It's like hitting an AC.
Okay, so I hit it exactly.
All right, so under for Greg, he rolled a 5 under 10, and Torin is not.
Shut the door. Shut the door down here.
So I hit my luck score exactly with Derek.
Okay.
I was under with Alduin, significantly so.
Well, who rolled the lowest?
The highest or the lowest?
The
worst or the best?
The best. Who got the best luck score?
I got a 7.
I rolled a 4.
4?
No, that beats me. I had a 9.
Who rolled a 4?
Alduin.
Alduin, you come too.
No.
So much for the sweet embrace of the void. You find yourself in a comfortable looking bedchamber, furnished with a large canopied bed, a writing desk, an oak wardrobe, and several sedans and chairs. Hanging on each of the walls are 4 paintings set in golden frames depicting the manor house in various pastoral landscapes. You also find that your companions are slunked. Probably 2 of you are in the bed, 1 or 2 on a sedan, 1 on a chair, 1 is flopped on the ground. You are all others are unconscious except for you.
I would probably start waking dudes up.
Sure. You are roughly shaken awake by Alduin. You're all sharing a single bedroom or bedchamber 20 by 20 with the items that I have mentioned within it. Not surprisingly, none of you have any weapons or any packs.
Torin is very disgruntled.
Your face isn't covered in pudding, though.
Honestly,
Is Cletus covered in pudding?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, cool.
crusty at this point.
So I'd be checking to make sure I have the same pair of underwear on.
Yeah.
Is there a window?
Oh yeah, is that what you say? Yeah, no, there's probably a window to the exterior.
Daytime?
It's curtained.
I'm gonna go take a look.
Who's taking a look?
Greg.
So Greg stumbles over to try and understand time. Your bodies feel morning. You know what I mean? You feel like you've slept for a significant amount of time, but you can't tell for sure. You go and you throw back the sash to reveal the window, and all there is a bricked wall.
Alduin's going to walk the perimeter of the room to see if all of a sudden he gets a ping check for a secret door.
No pings for a secret door.
Okay.
You would get the sense that this door is in the I don't know how you would tell this. If you're thinking about the room, the door feels like it would be in the western wall, if that makes sense. And you know that he came from the east when he first came into the grand hall. So like the layout makes sense. Does that make in your mental mind?
No, that doesn't make any sense to me.
So the east would be where the window is, and the west is towards the inside of the house.
Correct.
Non-window.
Yes. You would know that you're on the eastern. You could presume that you're on the eastern half of the house.
Correct.
But of course the window's blocked up, so none of that makes any sense anyway.
I was going to say, I don't know how I would know I was facing east, but...
Well, I was thinking that you would know that the door was to the west, but
how would
you
I
would
know
cardinal directions at this point.
No.
correct.
Torin is going
It's
to
a secret elven thing.
Yeah.
I just know.
going to open the door and go find his hammer.
As you open the door, you see a hallway, not unlike a similar hallway to what you saw going into the dining room. It seems to be a hallway that runs 40 or 50 feet, sort of sashed windows on each side, small table, etc.
Alduin's going to check the wardrobe to see what's in it, potentially our belongings.
Inside the wardrobe are multiple sets of clothes that appear to be sized perfectly for the 6 of you.
Stibbins will check out the writing desk.
It is locked, but it is simply enough locked. You could pop it. It's just a question I didn't want to presume that you were going to. So
Oh, hell
you could
yeah.
pop it
yes.
if you want.
Yeah.
Specifically why Stibbins is here. Is
Yeah.
to pop locks.
With finesse.
Just don't drop it.
The only item inside is a small book, like a sort of a if podcast folks are familiar with Flynn's moleskin, kind of like a small, personal note. It is monogrammed with a double M on the cover.
Okay.
For Master's Manor.
I will open the book.
It appears to be blank.
Is there another doorway in the hallway close to ours?
So as you get to the end of that 50-foot hallway, you reach kind of a T, and so you have kind of a left and a right.
So no other doors? Just
No,
our
it
door in a hallway of 50 feet?
Yeah, you walk up, you walk down the hallway, and then you just hit a T. So left and right.
How big is this place?
To the left is a stone passage lined with lit braziers, and to the right are descending stairs that
It's bigger on the inside than it looks on the outside.
The house is a fucking TARDIS.
full
Full of vampires.
the Happy Halloween. The stairs that spiral downward have like that nasty, like musty, drippy, wet wall feel to them.
Nice.
Who's doing this? You said?
Torin.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He wants to find someone to yell at them up for taking
But
his
from the
hammer.
exterior of the house, there was no indication of like stone walls. It was all just wooden.
I'll look at the description. I imagine there would be some stone, but
Okay.
this would be a weird amount of stone. Like this is like dungeon stone as opposed to the house,
Right.
which might have some stone.
Right.
I'm not going to proceed down either path without everybody else. I was hoping there was be a door we could knock on close by, but
The bed that's in that room, is it a 4-poster?
Yes,
Cletus is breaking one of the posts off.
I like it. Carry on.
Okay. Cletus has a large club.
I was curious how much you were going to break off. I thought maybe it was an improvised pole arm.
I mean, it could be that. Yeah.
You now have a quarterstaff.
I mean, that's basically what it turns into.
Yeah.
a bedpost is usually a little thicker than a quarterstaff.
The real big man's quarterstaff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine Cletus is a big man.
It's probably true.
It's more of a caber toss at this point.
It's not that big.
All right, turnip farmer.
Yeah. He doesn't have horses. He pulls the plow himself.
You're not supposed to do that?
Cool.
Torin's outside the room, muttering to himself about the ridiculous architecture of this manor and the wasted space that this hallway presents.
Jeff, I did forget a couple of things. Sorry.
Okay.
On top of the writing desk, I went straight to the fact that it was locked. There are a couple of things on top of the writing desk I forgot
okay.
to mention. There's an ink pot, a quill, just several blank sheets of paper, and a thin oval case decorated with a nacre enamel.
A what decorated with enamel?
It is some sort of thin oval case.
Okay. Stibbins will open that.
Inside, you find an elegant lorgnette with a pair of rose-tinted glasses.
The hell is a lorgnette?
It's the foldy glasses, like the pince nez kind of thing. You know how you like have them on a chain?
Oh, okay.
These are the ones that I think the lorgnette are the ones that like fold out or fold up. If you
Okay.
Google it, you can see a picture of it.
Okay.
I was going to have a picture set up, but one hand is currently occupied.
Yeah.
LORGNETTE.
I think technically both hands are occupied.
Well, yeah. I expected to have at least one of them free at this point.
We're going to have to get you a gaming
Okay,
baby
yeah.
harness.
A pair of spectacles on a handle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opera glasses, I guess, is really what I would want to say is what a lorgnette is.
No. Opera glasses are long distance. These are just glasses. That journal is bugging me.
All right. So ideas on how we get out of this house alive with this lantern.
Hey,
Well-
Jeff, have Stibbins make an intelligence check.
Yeah.
It's an extra D3, look!
15.
You would think that if it's ensorcelled or written in invisible ink, you could use read languages. If you have that as a thief skill.
I mean, I do. It's +0, but 17.
You find that holding it up at the right angle, doing whatever, somehow doing it just right, can reveal the invisible ink within. You find some writing.
Okay. Is it a language that I can understand?
Yeah, for the sake of a one shot. Yeah,
Okay,
I
good.
think that's fair.
I mean, I got a bunch of languages, but is it not technically common Elvish or Dwarvish?
I don't think it specifies.
Oh, okay. Because my elf has one additional language, I'll say that whatever it was, my elf has it.
I'm going to send you a series of passages, Jeff.
Does it say all your base are belong to us?
No, it does not. What kind of light is in here? Is it candles? Fireplace?
Yeah, probably candelabras.
You said candelabras.
All right. What the blank book I say?
I've sent Jeff a series of passages. I will say that whatever probably because of the read languages or whatever else is going on, I'm sending them to Jeff rather than everybody, just because I feel like Jeff is probably the only one who can hold the book at the right angle while sticking his tongue out and making it visible.
While rubbing his belly and patting his head.
Yep. Speaking in thieves' cant and whispering to it. So there you go, Jeff.
He's just like, where are the new pictures? The fuck is this book?
I saved the best one for last. Well, the best one you got first.
Yeah. Stibbins is holding the book up at a weird angle to the candelabra, and he just stops and says, "Well, no shit."
Angrily flips to the next page.
Is it just like, if you're reading this, you can read secret languages? Either that or somebody's been trapped in here before us.
So you ate the dinner, did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
The first page is "Do not trust the host. Do not eat the food or drink the wine." The next is "Keys hidden somewhere on the ground floor." The next one says "Rain, then flowers. What follows?" The last one says,
Bees?
"Huh?
I don't know. You said rain, then flowers, what follows?
Yep, that's what it says."
I know. I said bees.
The last one is longer. It says "Destroy the parts of the body. Heart, eyes, lungs. Orb is unbearably hot. Must find another way to quench. Life in green, well followed by the wrong coin. Ambrose now trapped in shadows forever. Water to clog the sand. Anything else?"
I feel like all that's going to be important sometime.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's go back to the flowers. What did that say?
It said rain, then
Rain, then
Spring,
flowers.
then
Then
flower.
summer flowers, fall. They were the seasons pictures, right?
Maybe.
Spring, summer, then fall. Would yeah.
I realized that was
It's all right.
One of the paintings in the house looks like a fall painting of the house.
Yeah, it said the four,
in the room
yeah.
you're in.
the four seasons.
Let me look. I believe that's what the description said.
4 different pastoral scenes.
Correct.
Rain, then flowers, then what falls?
You're taking a look at those.
Yes.
As you look at them, you do see that it is the manor house and various pastoral landscapes, and they do all appear to be in the 4 different seasons: a spring version, a summer version, a fall version, and a winter version.
Okay. I'll look at the fall one, take it off the wall, see what I can see about it.
Oil painting of the house of a better version than what you saw.
Nothing on the back.
No.
Is there a specific location on the paintings, like the spring one that shows rain, where there are flowers in the next one? And
No.
Okay. Are there any details about the house that we can pick up from, like, structurally or orienting ourselves?
Sure. No, it appears that it was sort of shot. I shouldn't say shot. It was painted from the angle that you saw coming up the walk. So you've got sort of the statues and the manicured grounds and kind of the iron gate and all that kind of stuff. The manor house appears to be 2 stories tall, predominantly runs sort of east and west. It doesn't appear to run north and south as far as you can tell. Again, kind of a 2D image from a distance sort of a thing. So nothing major that you can glean from structure other than it's a 2-story building.
Okay.
very
Anything
least,
else, guys?
keep it to reference for as we traverse the home.
Do you want me to forward these to you guys?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure we're going to run across stuff.
I like the vision of that. Hey guys, I got something here. Hold it up to the candlelight. No shit. There are going to be a lot of moments like that. I have a feeling.
Your quirky Kool-Aid Club knew about this.
All they know is the thing's here, and we got to bring it back. They said they didn't care how. Let's kill them. I imagine while he's looking in there, Alduin's like walking the walls in the 50-foot hallway, like, structurally, there has to be a door here somewhere.
Yeah. As long as you're walking in that 50-foot hallway, you do not.
No secret doors.
Nope. Negative.
This house is bullshit.
You guys should have him.
Spencer's just like, what the fuck?
That's what he gets for not being here.
He will be disappointed. Although it would be ironic if he notices something that you guys haven't noticed yet. Hey guys, weird question. Is there a vase in the room that you're in right now? Look on the bottom of it. What do you guys want to do?
I guess we take one of those paths at the end of the hallway, right? Try to get to the first floor.
There's nothing else in this hallway? No other doors? No other anything?
No.
Okay.
From the pictures, can we tell if there's stone on the second floor of the house?
Accented maybe, but no, it's not like it's not built like a castle.
So then are we on the first floor? And the only way to access it?
I mean, from what he said with the smell of damp and mildew, it sounds like we're going to a basement.
Yeah, well, there's a stone one way and then stairs down into dampness.
Okay, pick one. So
So you guys are walking back. So you've walked down the hallway back to the left or right.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume we're at the T.
Yeah. So just like I said before, on your left, you see a stone passage lined with lit braziers. And to your right, you see the narrow stone hallway. And you can feel that steady, dry wind blowing from that direction.
it's a steady, dry wind.
Yeah.
But it smells like damp.
No, not at all.
Yeah, he just rolled. It just changed.
Okay.
But the one is the same.
Okay.
The one was stone with lit braziers. So does his character that didn't come back down to the room and was in the tea the whole time recognize the fact that it's changed?
Are you talking about...
Torin.
Oh, yeah. No, Torn's like... I made you laugh, Jeff. You got to give me a chip back.
He already did twice.
That's fair. No, Torin is like left, right, like, and he's just kind of, but because yeah, no, that sure as fuck wasn't there. That was a stairwell going down.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Okay, let's test something. Go back to the bedroom.
All of us?
Yes.
Okay.
Now go back.
Okay.
He didn't even look at the dice this time. He's just changing it.
As you get back, you look to the left and you look to the right. And now on your left, you see a descending set of stairs that coil downward. And on your right, you see a narrow stone hallway with a steady, dry wind blowing.
Which way you guys want to go?
I feel like we're up for some reason. I don't know. There's no logical.
Well, we're
to
obviously
describe that.
up. There's stairs down.
Yes. But I said we take the stairs.
Is that what you guys want to do?
So you want to go down.
I want to go down.
Cool. Let's go.
Alrighty.
The stairs coil around themselves as you spiral down.
First, before we go anywhere.
Okay.
Is there a railing?
No, there is no railing.
We're fucked. There's no way back up.
That's true. This is not written by Brendan LaSalle.
Okay.
I pointed out in a playtest we did that Brendan LaSalle has a thing with fucked up stairs.
And I called it then too.
Like, oh, these stairs are going to be trapped, just like they were in the last Brendan LaSalle game.
Yep.
But no, it's not his. You spiral down. Again, this is like a turret in a castle, right? All stone, lichen on the walls. It smells damp. You get to a short hallway, and before you see...
By the way, if you cast Detect Magic, the whole everything is going to light up.
Probably. It's probably a good thing I failed that.
You see a roaring hearth lies at the end of this hall with a horrific smell of rotting meat. Every few seconds, the fire in the hearth is fanned by a pair of bellows resting on metal stands, operated by unseen hands. Pots, pans, and other kitchenware lie on counters, all immaculate and seemingly unused. A shelf above one of the counters holds several bottles of wine. The room is strangely empty of cooks and servants.
Is there an obvious, maybe I missed it in your description, but where the rotting smell is coming from?
You would presume from whatever is currently being bellowed on the stove right now. Like, it's just the rank, rancid, food has been left out smell.
Want to go check it out or want to go back upstairs?
Are there any doors out of this room?
No, just the one you came in.
I mean, I would assume Derek would be like, what the fuck? To go look at what stinks so bad.
Sure. I mean, essentially, there is, as you begin to examine, it's just like the food in the larder in the pantry was left to rot. The stew on top of the fire has burned over. There are a few pots and pans discarded that are full of moldy remnants of food. So like at a first glance, you'd be like, oh, this is a clean kitchen. And then once you start looking at it, it's like one of those AI generated images, right? It just starts looking fucking weird. Yeah.
So how long does it look like this is sat?
There's
Is this
like
weeks or days?
Or years.
you could still smell rotting food, so I don't think you would go to years. I think at some point that smell would go away.
Yeah.
Weeks
So we're
is
looking at-
probably appropriate at most.
Okay.
Like I said, no, other than the bellows, there are no sounds. There's no movement. There's no sign of anyone. That bellows just
Anything that could be used as weapons in here.
Pots and pans.
pots and pans, some spoons and some knives. I don't think are unreasonable. If you'd like to grab some spoons and knives, the clearly magicked bellows. There's probably a fire poker.
Yeah, Stibbins is picking up some knives.
Sure, makes sense to me.
Derek would pick up like a pot lid, like a shield.
I'd allow it.
The hearth, how large is the fire?
Decent enough that you could put like 3 or 4 cook pots on it at once. So I mean, it's good size.
Is there any water in the room?
No, suspiciously absent.
Derek would grab a pan to swing and pot lid as a shield.
Yeah.
Stibbins is going to take a pot and put it between the arms of the bellows just to see what happens.
They close and pinch on the pot, as far as they can.
Okay, so they don't like crush the pot or
No.
anything stupid.
It is not Herculean strength.
Okay.
So if you put something in there that would only allow them to close 2 inches instead of 12 inches or whatever, it would only close 2 inches, stop, and then open again.
Back up the stairs.
What stairs?
The ones we came down.
Go back out into the hall and go back up the stairs if this is the only door.
Yeah. You go back up the stairs.
Yep.
The other side's the exact same thing.
You see a stone passage lined with lit braziers, and you see a long corridor containing portraits of well-dressed personages whose blurred features are hard to discern.
That's a new one.
Braziers or portraits?
We had the braziers before.
Yeah, but we didn't go down them.
Are they on the opposite T this time?
It's a great question. Does it really matter?
Did we come up the stairs to a T?
Yes.
Shit. Okay.
So now we don't have a hallway back to our room.
No, we have a hallway with portraits.
Okay. Yeah, are the braziers on the right or the left?
We'll say they're on the left.
Okay. Well, they've been on the left all 3 times.
My vote's portraits.
Cool.
Cool. Portraits it is.
Okay. You walk down the hallway with portraits, and you see a door before you.
So none of these have like really discernible faces?
No. They're very sort of like... Have you ever seen ghost photography?
Like overexposed?
Yeah, like where like they did this a lot around like the late 1800s, where they would take like ghostly images because it's almost like a ghost image. You could stand in a pose or something like that and then move away, and it would create like this sort of like translucent, what we consider a typical ghost image, right?
Yeah.
It's like an oil painted ghost image.
Gotcha. Okay.
There are features there, but it's like male, female,
It's not like a pair of staring eyes at me.
No.
Or something like that.
except for that one in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're going to lose some fingers. You keep that up.
You put them in the oil painting and they just stick.
And Stibbins was lost to shadows.
Yep.
Okay. There's a door.
Yep.
Cool. Let's open it up.
You open the door and you find a bedchamber.
The same one that we were in?
Intelligence roll?
Is the fall picture off the wall?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Does that make it the same room?
That's the one that I pulled off the wall.
I'll go check and see if the writing desk is locked.
So 13 for intelligence.
You feel like it's the same room.
Missing a bedpost.
Oh, yeah.
I like the idea that your characters both run. Your characters both run around, and you're like, "Oh, is this the same room? I don't know. Wait, let me check the painting." And he's like just standing there pointing to the fucking bedpost. The canopy's all collapsed.
All right,
Yes.
Cletus.
The bedpost. You're like deadpanning back to Cletus, who's holding the bedpost, watching them do this. You're like sizing it up.
Huh, somebody had the same idea I did.
Oh, my God.
In that there book, that say anything about somebody else took bedpost? They're about your size, Jeff.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny. The hallway didn't have portraits, though, leading from the room, right?
Nope.
But they now have them leading towards it.
Yep.
We're all in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stibbins closes the door and then reopens it.
Okay.
Still a hallway full of portraits?
It is.
Okay.
Okay.
I think the act of walking down the hallway does something.
Could be.
Let's walk backwards. Let's turn around and walk backwards
Okay.
to the T.
Okay. As you walk backwards, a On your right, you see a stone passage lined with braziers. And on your left, you see a vaulted hall lined with suits of plate fitted for giants holding enormous halberds.
Cletus is eyeing the halberds.
It's a lot bigger than a bedpost. That is more like a caber toss.
All right, we going to the braziers this time, or are we going towards the armor?
It's the only consistent thing we've seen.
Maybe he just shit at rolling, and he's rolling one of the dice the same.
Or it could mean fuck all.
Yeah. Let's just go toward the stone walls of the brazier.
Sounds good.
Okay.
You notice how he reversed which side of the hall they were on because we walked backwards.
No, I'm not following the patterns of this house at all, nor am I going to try.
If you were looking at the T properly, this one's always shown up on the left.
When Torrin gets his hammer back, there's going to be a few new doors in this house. I can tell you that much right now.
You have returned to the dining room that you ate in presumably the night before.
Hey, that's good. That's good because we can know how to get to the entrance from here. And there is a door there.
You find the host sitting at the head of a table as masked servants bring trays laden with spoiled and rotting food. You are awake. Please, sit and eat. Did you sleep well? And you see him just very demurely like before, Hannibal Lecter style, cutting into a piece of meat that is green and smells rancid. You see him put it to his mouth and eat it, as you can see the maggots wiggling in it. He eats it with no care, no change in his expression.
Do they look any different? The servants, the host?
We went down the stone hall with the braziers, and now we're back in the dining room, and he's there eating rotten food and inviting us to sit and eat.
I apologize for the poor nature of the previous meal, but this one will be much more suited to your liking. Please, more food for our guests, as they continue to shuffle things around on the table.
Derek goes just a moment and walks out the other door.
What other door?
Wasn't there a door that we came in to begin with yesterday? Or did we enter from the exact same door we entered from yesterday?
You just entered from the same door you entered from yesterday. Well, not really. There's no other door.
Stibbins is going to sit down and get a plate of food in front of him and start cutting at the food and have it on his fork and carry on a conversation with the host, asking about the house.
I like it.
It's constantly changing, and tell me about it. How did this come to be? It's fascinating.
I'm afraid I don't know what you are talking about, but I'm glad that you are enjoying the house. The master should be here soon and will be happy to speak with you. Please, eat. Mm-hmm. Do not let your food get cold. You can literally see the slime of whatever bit you've got.
Torrin's gonna look at the host and say, "You've got a lovely place here, but I really need some air. You think I might be able to step outside?"
Of course. But first, I think it important that you revitalize yourself with a drink. And one of the servants comes over and is extended out a goblet of wine. Something indescribable is floating in it. It smells bad. He holds up his own glass. To your health.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass. Sorry.
And you see he goes to put it to his lips and then looks at you, sees you not drinking, and just slowly sets it down on the table. It is most unfortunate that you have chosen not to enjoy our hospitality. You see him very just delicately picking up the napkin and folding it and putting it on his plate. Slowly scoots back from the table and stands up. This is a great offense to not eat at one who has offered such delicious viands for you to rejuvenate yourself and to provide energy. It is.
Now, I'll tell you what's a great offense. A freaking 50-foot hallway with no doors in it. That's what's an offense.
He slowly takes off his white gloves, and then he says, "You must be prepared. You must be prepared to meet the master." And you see him pick up the carving knife, and he runs straight at Daniel, screaming. Our title track, Bustin' Loose with Lead, is used under Creative Commons Attribution 4 International License and was produced by Jason Shaw at Audionautics.com. Like what you just heard? Let us know on Twitter at Rancors_Brothel or send us a message on Facebook at the Rancors Brothel page. Want more content? Subscribe to our podcast on any major platform or visit rancorsbrothel.com for hundreds of other RPG actual play podcast episodes. Enjoy sharing memes and talking nerdy? Hit up other listeners on the Fans of the Rancors Brothel Facebook page. Thanks for listening. Keep circulating the tapes.